Good morning, magical one. So how are you doing? I really hope you are doing well and that you did something magical for yourself this week. And I just went outside the other day and it is just magnificent outside right now. And it's like you are looking at a painting of a landscape and there is these delicate brush strokes of pink and white and yellow and purple and these really bright blues on this painting, and I just really love it. And it is so weird because like a week ago there were these teeny tiny little flower buds and you thought, wow, like it's taking so long until everything is like finally showing up after winter, but then you just blink once and overnight everything just awoken. So it's just really, really magical and mesmerizing to me, because really if you are walking in my neighborhood right now, we have like all these yellow bushes blooming and like purple and pink and crocuses and snowdrops. Like everything is just blossoming right now, and it is so interesting because it's like only a short amount of time that all of this is blossoming. It took so long, then it's gone so fast, yet the moment that it's blossoming is just the most magical moment in the world, in my opinion. So today I thought I'm going to write a spring bucket list, and I'm still very much working with the fairy energy. You saw it on this channel. I have been like dedicating the past videos to the fairy energy because I'm working especially around Beltane with the fairy energy, and we are coming closer, we are moving closer to Beltane. So the fairy energy, this like uplifting and lighthearted energy, how I perceive it, is pretty much a big part of my craft until Beltane, and then usually things shift a little bit. But in like springtime, the fairy energy is a big part of my personal craft. So I want to write down a few activities and ideas that are inspired by the spring energy, by the fairy energy, And lately it's like weird, like hear me out. I feel like I have not been doing enough, and I had this thought that I'm like wasting my time, wasting my life, and I'm working a lot at the laptop, like at the computer. So I really had the thought that it's like a waste of time. But the thing is, I'm like doing so many things. Maybe a lot of them are inside, yes, but I'm doing like a lot of research and reading and creative stuff. And now when everything is like awakening and awakened outside, as I like said earlier, I just really feel the need to get more outside. And I, as I said, just felt like I'm wasting my time. I don't see enough. Like, why am I only sitting at home? So this is also what kind of brought me to the idea to write a spring bucket list, because I want to prove myself and show myself that like I do so much and I by no means am wasting my time. And I feel like that's a Virgo thing. Like if you are a Virgo, you will probably understand, but we are always driven to achieve something and to work hard and to help others and do more and more and more. So yeah, I just want to show myself that that's not true. Like I don't need to work hard and I can just enjoy spring and like really get back into this calm mindset. And I also talked about this in the beginning when I like started this channel, that like living a magical and enchanted lifestyle is so important to me. So I really try to do things that are magical inspired and like enchanted and just really spark my inner creativity. And sometimes I just feel like I'm not embodying this enchanted and magical lifestyle enough, if this makes sense. And I guess it's because I'm also sharing my life here on YouTube, this enchanted lifestyle, which is fine. I decided to do that, and I just always have to remind myself that like I'm enough, I'm doing enough, and there is not too much or too little enchantment and magic in your life. You just have to decide to embrace every single moment as enchantment and magic. Like if you are brewing a tea or a coffee, or you are going outside and you see the flowers and you choose to just see all of that as magic, then you are already living this enchanted lifestyle. But I really have to remind myself today that I'm doing enough, and I have to ground myself like a lot. This is my number one way of like getting out of my head. And yeah, I hope this explains what is going through my brain right now. Now, I already have a few ideas that I want to write on that witchy bucket list, and I want to maybe do 3 or 4 of these ideas in this video already, because it's already like the 5th of April and spring will be gone soon. As I said earlier, it's just a small window of time that this really fresh new energy is around. With that being said, let's start our witchy spring day together, shall we? So I wrote down 13 ideas how I want to spend my witchy spring. And here is my bucket list. 1. Collect magical items for a nature cabinet. 2. Research 3 new plants and their magical properties. 3. Create a fairy-inspired mood board. 4. Design and create a garden sigil grid. 5. Make an herbal-infused oil for spring rituals. 6. Watch the sunrise and meditate on new beginnings. 7. Sew a fairy-inspired dress. 8. Declutter items that no longer spark joy. 9. Collect daisies and make a homemade cream. 10. Read a book inspired by spring's energy. 11. Bake a seasonal treat with magical intentions. 12. Research the Fae and their folklore. 13. Craft a magical wizard wand. Because it is the middle of spring already, I decided to do a few of the ideas that I wrote down on my spring bucket list earlier. And I really wanted to start with the fairy mood board. I just really love mood boards because they technically can function as a vision board, but in my opinion, they don't really give you the pressure of a vision board. Like when I make a vision board, I always connect it to a certain manifestation, and I will think about the manifestation when I look at it. Now, I know that's the purpose of a vision board, but it can give you pressure, and if you are like me, then it will, because you will be like, when is my manifestation arriving? But with this mood board, it is really the energy that is like speaking to me rather than the manifestation behind it, because I put in pictures that I want to see in my life in the future, so it is technically working as a vision board, but I don't feel like it when I'm looking at it. I just really feel the energy and I just have so much fun looking at it. I think it turned out so cute, and yeah, I hope you can try it out too. And stay tuned what I found in the video later on. Now that I see the shell, it's like so amazing, the synchronicities. But yeah, I just collected everything I had, stickers, like things that I found in magazines, and then I just started putting everything together, and it is so much fun. I really hope you can try it out too. So if you have been with me on this YouTube journey for a while, then you know that I just love green witchery, and I really love studying about herbs and plants and trees and flowers, and just really connect to their spirit and include them in my practice. And I just really want to build up this knowledge about like my local plants and herbs, and whenever I go outside be able to say, okay, this is like that herb and this is this flower, and you can eat them or not, or like, do they have healing properties, something like this, right? I also wrote on the bucket list that I want to read a spring inspired book. And this can be like a fantasy book or a book about herbs or the fae, or like whatever it is about folklore, about witchcraft and like spring rituals, whatever it is that I want to read basically. And so I thought, because I also wrote on my list that I want to research 3 new plants and their magical properties and then do some journaling about them, that I could just combine both of them. Like I have a few books that are spring inspired kind of, because they have plants and herbs in them that are related to spring, and it's like showing you what herbs are now growing and like what flowers are now growing in spring, and I just want to build up on that knowledge. So I have a few books that I want to read this April, like this spring, and then I also want to combine it and just like see what plants are speaking to me, and then go outside, see if I can find them in my neighborhood, and then do some journaling about them. Alright, magical one. So as you can see, we are outside right now, and maybe you will remember this place because I brought you here last year when we collected the dandelion for the Beltane video last year. So it's really exciting to be back in spring. We are exploring a lot of places together, magical one, throughout the seasons. Really good to be back here. I love this place, and I'm going to see if I can find the 3 plants that I want to find and connect to and do some research on and journaling. Maybe we already can find something for the nature cabinet. And I brought my bag that we also crafted together in one of my last videos. So this is where I kind of keep all my knickknacks, like my glass jars, and where I collect everything that I find. But yeah, I really hope the weather will last because it looks like it will rain, so we have to hurry up a little bit. But yeah, let's see what we can find. Let's see what plants we can find, if we can find the 3 plants that I picked. If not, I will do a research at home and see why I have been drawn to them. And yeah, I would say let's start exploring and see what we can find. And the last thing that I wanted to do this day was to give this cabinet a little makeover, because I wanted to turn this into my future nature cabinet. And as you could see, it was pretty damaged. It had quite a few water stains, so I had to sand down everything first before I could do anything else. And I spent quite some time removing everything and like really removing these water stains. But I think it did a pretty good job, because as you can see, it was pretty easy to remove them. Like, I thought it will be much harder, so I was really happy and pleased to see that I could indeed save this guy that I bought in the thrift store for, I think it was about 20 euros. And then I simply painted it in the color gold teak. And I think I did the right choice. Like, I always have a hard time choosing colors if I don't know how they will turn out on the wood that I'm working with. But I really think that this was the right choice, and it kind of has the color of Bella now that I think about it. But let me know how you like this makeover. Alright, magical ones, so I'm back home, as you can see, and I had so much fun outside. I hope you enjoyed going on this little expedition with me. I did not really find the plants I was looking for, but while I was driving home, I remembered a place where I can find the first flower that I wanted to find. So I will, during the next days, whenever I have time, go to that place, because I remembered that in this book it said these flowers are growing near ruins and like old castles. So I definitely remembered a place where I saw them. So that's amazing. I never thought that they have healing properties and they were used to treat coughs and this kind of stuff back in the day. So this was really interesting. I also did not really find anything for my nature cabinet, which is fine, because this is an ongoing project and I know that it will fill up with time and I will find cool natural treasures in the next months and years. And I found a bunch of snail shells, but I was like, I have so many of these at home already, and they are still homes to little insects as well. So I didn't want to bring any more into my home. It didn't feel right. And yeah, other than that, did you see this flower outside of my house? Like, I never saw a flower doing this, or this flower doing this. I have never seen this flower in front of my home, now that I think about it. But it grew exactly in the shape like a pentagram. And it is so interesting, because it's like the moment I start connecting more with the good people, like these kind of symbols start showing up, or like butterflies start landing on me. It's so interesting to see. So let me know if you have ever seen this or a flower doing that and growing like that, because I was so amazed by it. I took a ton of pictures and I feel like a grandma by now because I only take pictures of flowers in spring. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed spending this spring day with me, and yeah, that you got some inspiration with my spring bucket list, how you can spend your spring days. And let me know in the comments down below what you would definitely write on your bucket list, because I'm always really happy to hear from you. And now I have to take Bella for a walk. She is like not waiting any second longer. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed, and we will hang out again next week. And a little spoiler, we will talk about the good people. So I'm really excited for this video. But yeah, again, we will hang out again next week. So I really hope you have a beautiful, magical week, and see you then. Bye bye, magical one.